Yo, yo, yo. It's Thursday night. We're back. I'm your boy High Five Vega, joined as always by Dean of many fames, Zip Tie fame, Five Star Car Stereo, Smash Force Productions, um, and general show guy.
Okay.
He's at every industry show doing something, working.
Except for Dallas this year. I will not be at Dallas
Except
this
for
year.
skipping Dallas this year.
Yeah. Or Houston. Or no, Fort Worth. It's in Fort Worth this year. It's a weird show. It's like Sunday and Monday.
Ooh, that
Yeah,
is strange.
it's like 2 days. Um it's just weird. Like I don't know. Like I don't really like doing stuff at the front of the week,
Yeah.
you know? It's not I don't know why. It just seems kind of weird. If you start on a Thursday and you end on a Monday, I'm fine with that. But like starting like late on a Sunday and then like I don't know,
Lose the whole week that
it's
way.
just kind of I don't know. I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
What's up, dudes?
What's up, E-Dub?
But yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Cable will be there though. So
That'll be a good time then.
yeah. I mean, we wanted to go. It would have been fun. What's up, Danny? Um, I don't know. Just wasn't in the cards. Plus, we have a trip. I actually have a business trip at the end of the month that is kind of taking its place. So we have to go do something Smash Force wise.
Oh man.
So that'll be fun. Actually, that's going to be a lot of work, but that's besides the point. What else is new? So
Yeah.
hey guys, what's up, Joe?
What's going on?
But no, otherwise, things are well. You're back fresh
Yeah.
from the vacay.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say fresh. I'd say
Yeah.
slightly used.
I mean, but that's a successful vacation as far as I'm
Oh, yeah.
concerned. I mean, if
Yeah.
you come back and if you come back well rested, I don't think you did anything.
No, that's for sure.
You
Definitely not well rested. Took me a couple days, but we're back up in action. I've dreams of working on the Trooper. Not going to happen this weekend, but matter of fact, I'm probably going to wait till we get back in the 80s.
Yeah.
To consider that because I'm doing a full rebuild. So it's
I could see that.
yes, I need to.
What do you guys got about another month or how long? How late does it stay hot there for you?
It'll stay hot. I've definitely trick or treated in shorts before with the kids.
Yeah.
Which is probably pretty normal for you. I mean, shorts year round. So, but we can. I suspect October is going to be pretty solid for decent weather. I have a garage, so it's not horrible, and I can set fans up.
Right.
But it's miserable if it's 97 degrees outside. It's miserable.
No, it was funny today. We're working, and we had the door cracked a couple inches so the laser can vent out. And I looked at Fernando. I said, "Dude, it must be just burning up out there because like you can just feel the heat coming, just coming off of that, and you're just like, damn, like
just cooking."
It's just crazy.
What kind of AC do you guys got? Like a standalone unit in there, or
it's on the? I don't know. It's whatever's in the.
So it's like
building.
built into it or whatever.
Yeah. It holds its 80. It's usually 80, 85 in the install bay, which is fine. I mean, I don't need it to be 70. I don't want it to be that cold.
No.
And it as soon as you open the door and pull a car in and out, it just goes to shit anyways.
Yeah.
So that I really like project cars because it's like we just
you get to keep the door closed for a couple of days.
Yeah, so we won't have to open it at all tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice. We have a classic. We have a classic 5-star coming in tomorrow. Well, it's already in the bay, but it'll which is the Haley 5 o'clock special. So full key system in an F-150. Woo woo.
There you go.
So we haven't done one of those. We haven't done one of those in an F-150 in a while. We've been doing them in other cars.
Yeah.
So this will be neat to get back to the F-150 to do one, because I mean, and it's a newer F-150, so that'll be fun, because there again, we haven't done one of those in a minute, so yeah, they might film it. Might
There you
need
go.
to film that one.
It's been a minute. The old kicker key. That's the new
Yeah,
deck and four. The
the kicker key. Yeah,
it's like the post COVID deck and four.
yeah. I mean, we definitely do quite a few. You know, and the nice thing about the key is you get a DSP. So it's all the joy of a DSP, but none of the pain of a DSP.
I
So like,
know,
you don't
man.
have to pay me to tune it. You just have to pay me to install it. Now there is because it is a little bit more to install, because you're still spending, the 20 minutes of going through and setting up and running it, possibly. I don't know. We always end up running it twice.
Yeah.
But there is that. But it's nothing like the 2 hours of labor that you have to pay to do a full DSP.
Yeah.
So it's cheap. It's not even a line item. It's just like, a couple bucks more. But it's it gets you that DSP, that EQ, that fun for an affordable price. So
That's why it's been my favorite 4-channel amp, probably of all time, for that very reason. For people that want the sound, but aren't so dedicated to it that they're willing to spend either an enormous amount of money to get someone to install it or do the work themselves and figure out the process of tuning themselves.
yeah,
It's like you can get like 80% of the way there with that.
I mean, it just depends what you're looking for, I guess.
Yeah.
Swizzle Success, seen a jump in installs since the release of the app deck kits. No, we haven't. We've been doing them. We've been doing. I don't know if we've done more as not app decks. I mean, because we've done a couple that weren't app decks installs. They were just like, yeah, we can make that work now. But I don't know. That's kind of a. They shot their wad in the beginning. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done there. I mean, this is like, really, we're in the first like quarter that stuff has actually been out, so not enough to even start judging it yet, but it has been well received. It's just, getting people to understand that's available. Do Broncos need to be grounded at the battery like F-150s? Broncos are made out of real metal. F-150s are made out of aluminum.
That's
That is why.
wild. That's
Yeah.
wild.
What's funny too is, so we had Ernie on the show Monday and we talked about AmpPro. So it was just AmpPro conversation, which I thought was great. I learned a lot of oddball stuff like that I didn't know, which was
Yeah.
cool. But it was funny because he was talking about how the people blow up the A to B units all the time in the F-150s because they don't ground the amplifiers at the battery. And he, talks about how it pulls the ground through the RCAs, and that's how you blow up the AmpPro. And there's nothing they can do about it. I mean, there's nothing they can do about it. It's just you installed it wrong, and their product took the brunt of your ignorance. And we got a call the next day from one of Fernando's guys, and he's like, "Dude, we were tuning the car, it was great, and then we went to play the radio, and the AmpPro's like, there's nothing." He's like, "Well, what is it in?" He goes, "F-150." He goes, "Where did you ground it?" He goes, "In the back." And he goes, "You blew up the AmpPro." And he literally scrubbed in the video. He's painstakingly scrubbed into the video to where Ernie talked about it, clipped it, sent it to the guy. I was like, "Damn, you're cold. Damn, you're cold."
Funny.
But I mean, and that was the thing. Like we knew that because, and I always find it humorous when people argue that point. Well, there's 2 ground points in the back. Yeah, there are. And knock yourself out. Just if you're using a Zen or an AmpPro or an A to B from anybody, the first thing they're going to ask you is, did you ground it at the battery? Because it's in everyone's owner's manuals. Ground it at the battery.
And you're talking, so you ground the amp at the battery because it pulls RCA ground to the AmpPro.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So what it'll do is it'll pull the RCAs. It'll pull the ground through the RCAs.
No.
So which is funny. I mean, it's like that's an old Pioneer thing. They blow the little Pico fuse
Yeah,
on
the
the
Pico fuse.
Pioneer.
Dude, that's exactly what I was saying. The
Yeah,
Pico fuse situation.
yeah, same thing, same
Yeah.
basic idea.
Yeah.
Hey Dean, thanks for filming the Toyota Tacoma the other week. Do all non JBL Tacomas have that amp under the seat? We haven't seen enough of them. So this was a 2025 Tacoma that we got in the other day,
With that
and
motor that's working.
what's that?
With a motor that's working.
Yeah, it has a motor that's working. But okay, dude, whoever the engineers at Pioneer or at Toyota are need a fucking smack in the head. They put the amplifier underneath the carpet, underneath the driver's seat.
Oof.
Like you can't even see it. Like you literally have to unscrew the seat, flip it up, lift the carpet up, and there's this amplifier hidden under there, underneath all the. It's like, whose bright idea was this?
Yeah.
So pretty stupid. But my guess is yes. I feel that the yes is the answer for that because Toyota typically does stuff like that. But we'll have to wait and see because we haven't seen enough of them to know. The nice thing is that PAC has a harness for it, but it's not for that car. So they make the harness, but you have to repin it and move some stuff around to get it to rock and roll. But hey, whatever. I'll take a harness that is pinned wrong any day over a not having anything.
Oh yeah.
So
go back to the old days and trying to splice in the wires. That's always.
I know.
Or you get people that would just cut them straight up, cut them all.
Yeah, cut them all like God sort them out.
Yeah.
It's funny today. We were doing an old Camaro, and it was like 2015. I know, like old 10 years. This thing was rode hard and not put away. And I said to Fernando, I said, "Do we have the tweeter plugs for this?" And he's like, "No, I don't think so." And I was like, "Oh, that sucks." And I was like, "Well, these speakers are blown." All right, well, screw that. So I literally just like filed the speaker plugs off of it, filed them all down, and then made my own, soldered it all up, shrink wrapped it, and then clicked in my new tweeter, because it's like we were going to have to do something because in order to get the door off, you have to unclip the tweeter to take the door off. So it has to have some kind of a plug. These tweeters are going in the trash. I'm like, all right, well, let's just sand the shit out of these and make them look pretty and solder them up, and we'll make our own damn connectors. So
hey, I guess that's what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah.
If you don't have the proper stuff,
they don't make it. That's the problem. It's not even if we have it. We would have it if they made it because Paul orders everything. So, it's like no one ever made it because it's like one car. It's weird because like Metro they'll make like the big speaker plugs, but they never make the smaller speaker plugs back then. They're starting to do it now, but like going back to something like that, they just won't do it. And it's like, suck.
It's so crazy. Like just the way car manufacturers are going right now. Like there's literally one Chrysler vehicle, and it's the van,
right?
And it's like the Dodge they're gonna be. I don't know where they're gonna end up. Jeep's probably gonna end up just being a Wrangler, a Gladiator, maybe a couple other vehicles, but
yeah, you got the Grand Cherokee and the Grand Wagoneer. That
Wagoneer's going away for sure, dude.
The Wagoneer?
Yeah, there's no way. I think that's like $130,000 for the ugliest vehicle on the road.
It is pretty. There was one in the parking lot when we left today.
Yeah,
it was funny too, and there was one I noticed because Fernando goes Grand Wagoneer, and he's just looking at it, and I go, dude, this is like every soccer mom's dream come true.
That thing's huge.
Oh, it's gigantic, and it's like we had to work on an Armada the other day, a new one, and I was like, dude, I honestly didn't even know they still made these. Like, I haven't seen an Armada in forever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get it. I don't get it. Whatever. I mean, we see a lot of pickup trucks. That's pretty much most of our business is pickup trucks, and I'm fine with that. I'm not thrilled with what these companies are doing to the audio in these things.
You didn't like the Alpine Macintosh system, is what you're saying?
I don't. Yeah, that's stupid. But I just don't like what they're doing to make the signal so hard. It's like, um, it's just stupid with fake engine noise and the growl and all this other dumb shit that it's just like, come on, guys, like
Yeah.
what is wrong with you? Like, why
Everything's
do you have to
made
be
to
dicks?
everything's made to just so only they can work on it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like yours sucks. Like your
Mhm.
version of it sucks.
Yeah.
They're not going to put any. It's not like Chevy's out there making stereo equipment for their vehicles. They
No.
made one. Here you go. Well, I don't like it. Well, here you go. No, it sucks. I want something better.
No.
Well, here you go. Well, allow me to upgrade. Ah,
You
what do you
can pay
mean?
5,000 and we're gonna put a slightly better system than what you had
So
for
stupid.
$5,000 to $6,000.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Sounds good,
anyways,
Raj. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Flattery will get you everywhere.
it's the
It's got to
hair.
be the black shirt. It's the black shirt.
It's
Must
in
be.
the hair. It's because
Maybe
you got
might be the hair.
hair, you got
Yeah.
a black shirt on, dark room.
There we go. That's the
Yeah.
combo.
Yeah.
And I'd make sure you only get like this side. Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
Bobby
What's up,
B?
Bobby? Shame that all the big audio names put such trash in the OEMs. So it's funny. So one night in Bangkok, Fernando and I were having a conversation with a very reputable car stereo manufacturer. And we were talking to them about just this topic because we're like, if you guys wouldn't put this crap in these things, well, thank God you do, because, it allows you as well as us to put other stuff in there. And they were talking to us. They were a little drunk. And so they started talking to us about some of the ins and outs of working with these car manufacturers. And it's not about sound quality. Believe it or not, there's two things that are way more important than sound quality to a car manufacturer. And oddly enough, the first one is weight. How much does the product weigh? Sorry, not weigh. Weight. Yeah. Anyway, how much does it weigh? Because that's a big criteria for them, because they're going to be shipping thousands of these, and that's going to bring up the cost of the car. And of course, just MPGs and whatnot. So they put a lot of emphasis on the weight of the speaker, as well as the whole weight of the stereo, which is why you see some of these really crappy panels and weak enclosures and stuff like that. And then the second thing, which you could probably guess, is cost.
Mm-hmm.
How much does this actually cost? And then somewhere down the list, other than like looks, is the actual how does it sound. So what's really amazing, and I was talking with another person, they were talking about, because everyone always says how crappy a factory stereo sounds, and it's not that they're wrong, but what's even more amazing, and I think what is overlooked because of what the sticker says it costs, is like your Gladiator system, 8 speakers, a radio, a screen, and like the screen is clearly the most expensive thing in there.
Right.
But you have all this audio that was done for like $120.
Yeah.
Okay. And they got it to sound like that for $120. And the argument is like, if you give me $120 to go out and buy audio for a car, it'll never sound like that. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do it. So they are the masters of shining the turd.
So some of the, like, compared to back in the day, some of these systems sound pretty damn good.
Yeah.
It's
They're
just
not all trash.
when you compare it to the after, like a Tesla system, in my opinion, sounds pretty good to a point. Once you get the volume so high, it really starts to die out. But same with the Mercedes, Cassie's Mercedes. It's at moderate volumes. I think it sounds really good, and it even images pretty well. But when anything past middle volume, and you're starting to fall off the cliff fast.
Yeah, the dynamic EQ kicks in and it just goes to trash because they don't want to blow any speakers.
Yep.
So what is it? I'm not really familiar with the recoil stuff. We haven't had a chance to get our hands on any of it, so I don't really have a thought on it.
And I didn't know one of those.
Maybe Hi-Fi, or maybe
there's some other Hi-Fis out there too that are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I noticed a few popping up. Yeah.
No, and the Grand Wagoneer with the Macintosh system doesn't sound terrible.
I
And there
haven't heard
again,
it. I haven't heard it.
whoever the people that it's geared for,
Yeah.
they're going to be happy with it. And it's built by Alpine. Don't kid yourself. It's not made by Macintosh. Macintosh hired Alpine because Alpine has a division that's what they do. They build factory systems for manufacturers, and they did a nice job on it. There again, is it a home Macintosh system? No. Does it sound terrible? No. Would you like it? Probably not, because you've heard better.
Yeah.
You know?
What's we rented the Gladiator with it had the Alpine system in it.
Yeah.
And it actually has tweeters in that system, which just putting tweeters in the factory Gladiator system will do worlds for you. So it sounded pretty good. You know, it's not what you want or what I have now, but it sounded pretty good.
Right. Yeah. I don't know I don't think I've heard the clip system. Yeah. Mark Levinson. Mark Levinson's system in the Lexus sounded decent at 80 volume, sounded pretty decent. Only thing the dead center was in front of you, not dead center. And that's specifically like that for a reason. So that's their 2-seat tune.
Yeah.
So that's why we always say if you want to do a 2-seat tune, you have two people in the car that are unhappy. Because it's designed so like if you get in like a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW or like a Lexicon system, Mark Levinson system that's designed around two people sitting in the vehicle, that's gauge cluster and airbag is where they're going to be centered. Very rarely do you get into a car, and I've only heard a handful of them, not even a handful, like two, that you got into the car and it was true center, whether you're on the driver or passenger side. One was a Porsche, a brand new Porsche, had the Brewmeister system in it.
Yeah.
And when you sat in the passenger seat, it automatically went over. I was like, holy shit, this thing sounds great. And believe it or not, the other one was the Bose system in the GMC, what is it, Canyon?
Yeah.
Their Bose system in that. It didn't sound good, but it imaged like unbelievable from the passenger side of the car. And I was like, dude, this is sick.
That's crazy.
Because don't get me wrong, it didn't sound great, but it imaged fantastically, which brought it up points a lot. So, and it's funny because the GMC sounds that way. The Chevy does not, because they are tuned by totally different people. They are not the same. Because GMC does not want to be using Bose in any of their cars. They use it because Chevy sells more vehicles, and General Motors, the parent company, is like, you're going to use these. And they're like, well, we don't want to. And they're like, we don't care. They're like, well, the caveat or the happy medium is, all right, well, you guys can tune them how you want to tune them, which for us sucks. Because if you get a Chevy one day and a GMC the other, and you're like, oh, just carry the tune over. And you're like, AmpPro aside, that's, now we have AmpPros, you don't have to worry about that shit. But when we didn't, it was like, God damn it, this sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
it's like the 2-seat tune in the Mercedes. I hate that it's in front of you as the driver and in front of you as the passenger, because I do both sometimes. And to me, even though it's in front of you, everything sounds like it's coming out of the left speaker.
Right.
And then when I'm in the passenger, everything sounds like it's coming out of the right speaker, even though it's technically centered in front of you. But I don't like it. I don't like it.
Can you guys do a comparison DSP shootout at different price points? 150 no.
Anything at 300 below is going to be roughly the same.
Yeah. So here's the deal. If you're going to buy a DSP and you want to be serious about it, there's nothing below $550 that is worth your time. Everything below that is going to use basically the same software. So buy whoever's you like. That they're all using the same version of the site. It's got a Bluetooth app. It's got a desktop app.
Better skins than others, but it's the basic.
They're all going to use about the same software. They might move things from the left side of the page to the right side of the page. They might put the crossovers different spot but it's all the same stuff. It's all the same. There's one manufacturer that like makes everybody's DSP software. at that price range. And
Right.
it's like, yeah, dial for sound. They use it too, and it's pretty nice. So yeah,
Yeah.
but
Anything below that like you said, you get up to 500, then you can start getting into like,
you can get into an Arc Audio PS 6 to 8. You can
right.
get into a
You can
Moscone.
get the
I'm not a
Helix
Moscone.
Mini
A
for that
Helix
much.
Mini,
Yeah. Yeah.
Mini 4 to 6. Um, honestly, the best value right now is that Arc Audio PS 6 to 8.
Yeah.
It's like
Seems like it.
525, something like that,
Yeah.
and you get the full DNA software. And it's one of those things where like it's really hard to explain, because it's like, if you don't, I wish I had Arc money. um yeah, but the Dirac is great, but there's no Dirac for a car. There's no speakers, so
Yeah.
it's like it's
I've
cool,
heard
but
someone that modified the Dirac with the mini DSP, like the expensive mini DSP.
yeah,
It was cool. It was different. It was different though.
right.
But
I
he was
mean,
just doing it like, hey, I wanted to do this. Like, yeah, that's
yeah.
cool.
I
That's
mean,
awesome.
Herman built the Atmos car that for the last 2 years. He built 2 different versions of it, and he was using the Emotiva Atmos processor in his
Yeah.
car, into Moscone DSPs. Arc Audio has an up mixer built into theirs, so you can do center, left, right, and rear surrounds. Basically, all the big ones have up mixers. So Helix has an up mixer, Moscone has an up mixer, Arc has an up mixer, Audison has an up mixer. The thing with Audison is Audison really doesn't make a standalone DSP anymore. They have the Virtuoso, but it's old. It's very old, and not using their most current software. So I don't really
Dude,
count
Audison,
them.
I like Audison, but with their software, it's like, I mean, sometimes I had to, like, for the last amp I had to go back and download 3 versions ago software in the pages to make it work. Like, it wouldn't work without.
Well, and that's the old software though. So I mean, the new
Yeah.
software is got a dynamic. What's up, Justin? Very dynamic, as far as you don't have to start over if you missed a step.
Yeah.
Where the old stuff you had to, which was like kill me now. So I mean, but there again, there's features that are in the more expensive versions that you might not appreciate from the get-go, because people, like, if you're in a room full of people and all they're talking about is $300 DSPs, then they're all going to talk about how great the $300 DSP is. They don't understand what they're getting for $200 more, like group adjustment capabilities, like the ability to make an adjustment on the left side, make a totally different adjustment on the right side, group the two back together, and make more adjustment without one saying, would you like to tune left or tune right? Meaning, I can't group these two back together. It has to either, you're going to pick left or right side, because the DSP is not smart enough to be like, oh, so this one is at, -6 and this one is at -8, and I'm going to bring them both down. Well, I can only go down -12. So I technically only have 4 more dBs I can go down on one side, and I have 6 more dBs I can go up on the other side. So it moves in parallel or in tandem like this. And that is an amazing thing. And then, like, Helix has their Jeff loves to call it virtual channels, which is their version of grouping. So, like, if you want to, if you do your individual adjustments for your tweeters, your mid bass, or whatever, and then you listen to it and you want to go back and do an overall global tune, you can do that. You can do that on all of them. You can do it on Moscone. You can do it on everybody's. It's they just name theirs, and these are features that aren't found in the cheaper DSPs. It's
Right.
like, I not to be mean, but they're like toys. And when you have something, and then somebody brings you something like that, and you're like, I got to use this. Oh.
Especially, I mean, for the person that doesn't understand DSP fully to that end, then
Right.
the $300 ones are probably going to be fine. As long as they
Right.
don't bring noise into your system, you're going to get
Well,
the basic adjustments
yeah.
that you would need for a entry level DSP user.
Right.
Like
And
myself.
that's the thing. It's like, just depends where you're at. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a $300 DSP. It will tune your car. It will sound amazing. You will be happy.
Yeah.
Getting there is going to be a much longer road
Right.
than with a more expensive DSP. And then you are limited by some of the features that it may or may not have, you know. And there again, none of those $300 DSPs do anything for de-equalization. So if you're hooking it up to a factory stereo, you know, like going high level in, oh, God forbid, you're screwed, you know. Buy a key lock, put it in the front of whatever you're trying to do, and let it do the de-equalization portion of it, and then throw your down for sound after it, and you're going to be golden. Unless you're coming out of something that has RCAs, because none of those DSPs are going to be able to do anything for that.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back here. There was a couple things. I keep reading that there's a hidden PS audio menu in the Hondas, and it's supposed to disable DSP settings. Have you tested it out with an RTA? Maybe it removes high pass for subs. So I know in the Hondas, what we typically ran into is you could get it to do it once, and then you'd restart the car and it would come back. So I don't know how good it was. I don't remember it being reliable and us just saying screw it, let's just do it what we normally do. Art claims to not color the sound. How does the DSP impact your budget radio? I mean, garbage in, garbage out. That's just the way the world works. I mean, if you have a golden tube and you're putting dirty water through it, it's just dirty water going through a golden tube. So I mean, if you have the best DSP in the world and you're feeding it a crappy signal, you're right. The DSP isn't going to do anything to make it any better. So it's not going to color it, but it can't help it because it was that's the variable. Like that's the thing it has no control over. So if you don't give it something that sounds good, it's not going to make it sound any better, but it's not going to make it sound any worse. Direct lets me do a tune in 15 minutes with amazing results. Okay. I mean, in there again, whatever works for you, I love it. Always, you know, there is no shame in anyone's game. If you have a process that you can do, man, don't let anyone talk you out of it. I'm sure not going to, because, you know, that's key. You know, repeatable performance is what you're trying to do. You're trying to get something that just happens over and over again, and you understand why. If you can do that, then you have a marketable skill that you can sell and put in everyone's cars. Oh yeah, Bobby says, Dean, thoughts on deck power for rear doors, rear fill through a front active? We do it all the time. The one thing you have to keep in mind is obviously crossover and volume control. So obviously we use a ton of Kenwood stuff. One of the reasons why we use that is because there's 3 places where you can do volume control for the channels. You can do it once in the time alignment. They have level control there. They have level control in the crossover, and then of course they have fader. So that allows us to perfectly blend the rear speakers volume with the amplifier volume because they're not on a parallel course. So you need to turn the rears down so they don't distort faster than the preamp output. So yeah, I love doing that. I think it's fantastic.
What I think a lot of people too forget, or when you're given an answer to the question, they forget that you're working on hundreds and thousands of vehicles over time versus us as an enthusiast. We've worked on 5 vehicles or whatever it may have been over time. So you need it to be work and be repeatable.
Yeah,
For everything. You can't just one off like, oh, you could if you wanted to, but that's not
right.
that's
I
not
need
efficient.
it to work in every car on the road.
Yeah.
And there again, I don't know what's going to pop in tomorrow, you know. So I do know what's going to pop in tomorrow because I already pulled it in today. But I need a set of tools that I can take into a vehicle and do what I need to do without question, you know. So that's where something like a Moscone, an Arc, a Helix, and an Audison gives me the ability to have tools at my disposal that'll make it work. You know, I won't
Yeah.
say make my life easier, but make my life actually work. Those are the most important things. Is that, you know, we'll get these guys that'll buy their own crap and they'll come in and want us to put it in, and I got to be like, you bought all the wrong shit.
Yeah.
Like this is stupid. Like
Yeah.
I had one of those this week where the guy comes in, he's got all this crap, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, first off, you didn't buy any of this from me. You designed the system yourself, like you have some fucking clue of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then like you bought speakers that need more than 65 watts a channel. You bought a 12 channel amplifier that puts out 65 watts. Like, what were you hoping for? What was your goal here? I just want to refill all your holes. I mean, why? You bought an AmpPro, so you're doing away with all of your DSP that you have built into the car, all the upmixing and all the cool stuff that all this surround that you have, and then you bought a processor that's not capable of reproducing it.
Yeah.
So what was the point? You know, it doesn't make any sense.
It sounded good when it was.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like I think what people like, you'll say, they'll ask you, hey, how's this? What about this in the system? It's something random and niche or something that you know what sounds good in F-150. You probably have 5 systems in your head that you know at different price points that sound good, depending on whatever it is. Like, you know, like these.
Right.
Oh,
Well, it depends on what the customer's asking for.
Yeah, and it's like your price point, what you're asking for. You know, oh, you're probably going to want these. These are going to be the best.
Correct.
So enthusiast is coming like, hey, I heard of this brand new, let's say this is not new because it's known now, but this Blam set of speakers, how are these going to do in there? Well, you might have used those, but you know, when they were niche, maybe you didn't. So you didn't know.
So the serendipity of a hobbyist, we'll call it DIY guy, call it whatever you want. I don't care. Somebody that doesn't do it for a living. So, you know, like you can wake up in the morning and be like Bobby can wake up in the morning and go, you know what? I'm done with kicker. I can't see this ever happening, Bobby. But I mean, he could wake up in the morning and say, you know, I'm done with kicker. I'm gonna go buy something, this other brand over here that I've been seeing on the internet, a couple guys, you know, and he'll spend the money, he'll get it in there and he'll play with it, he'll tweak it and be like, yeah, this is cool. And then kicker will drop something new and be like, oh, I got to go back to kicker. You know what I mean? And they'll go back over to kicker, or he'll be like, you know, like kicker. We all know kicker has a DSP coming out. Okay. We all know they have one coming out. Okay. So Bobby right now should be saving his money so that when the kicker DSP,
down for sound, he's got the down for sound DSP.
He's
when the kicker one comes out,
right now, right, Bobby? You're putting $20 a week away. Probably need to do more than that, but you're putting some money away because you know as soon as that kicker DSP comes out,
he's gonna want it.
Your first thing you're gonna be asking is, "Hey, man, what do you think about that kicker DSP? Should I get?
It'd be scratching. Got any more?
Yeah, it'd be twitching over in the corner. Yeah. You'd be like, "Woman, be quiet." You know. How limited is the DSR one? So the DSR one is better than an AmpPro. Yes, and no. So. Okay. The other thing too that you have to remember is that everything that I talk about is a tool to do a specific task. So there are certain vehicles, DSR1, 100%. That is our go-to solution. But now everything ARC Audio is also just as compatible as the DSR1. So they're iData AR compatible. So I can put a PSM Pro into a vehicle. I could put the PS6 to 8 into a vehicle, and they'll all be interfaced just like a DSR1. So AmpPro is the Kleenex name of interfacing with a factory radio and getting a preamp output. The Pack Audio AmpPro does not have a DSP per se. It is just going to give you 5 volts or Toslink, depending on which one you got and which situation you're trying to go into. The AR solution from iData, they went to Rockford Fosgate and said, hey, we have this. And if we take these 2 boxes and we put them together, we'll have the DSR1, which is there's an AR inside of it and another board beneath it, which is the DSP. Now, because of that, there's a lot of things that it can do that an AmpPro cannot. Obviously, the DSP aside, it's an 8-channel DSP. It is limited in the fact that there again, it's a $250, $280 DSP. So it falls into that category of, hey, it's this. It's only going to have these basic features, and it does.
Right.
Now, as far as Bluetooth capability, it is the best Bluetooth DSP, period. Everyone else's sucks, but all Bluetooth DSPs suck. Theirs is the best of the suck. The things that it can do, like if you show up with a Chrysler of any kind, I'm going to sell you a DSR1 because the DSR1 and the Chrysler I can do way more things with that make more sense. Like I don't have to mount a bass knob because I can program your bass in your radio to be your subwoofer level control. So when you go and do I'm going to crank this up, it's actually turning up the subwoofer just like you want it to do. And then if your car has speed volume control, I can program that for punch bass. So when you're like, oh man, boom, hit the button. There you go. 6, 9, 12 dBs of bass boost, just like that. I don't have to put 2 knobs in your car. I don't have to do anything like that. I can integrate into your factory radio and make it cool and sexy. You can use your mid-range and treble, and I can tell it what frequencies I want those to be. And of course, I can tune the whole car with the DSR1, and boom, you're all set and you're sounding great. Is it as good as the PSM Pro solution from Arc Audio? No, because that's like twice the money, and it has all of the features.
Right.
So, but there again, what are we doing? What do I need? Do I need a 50-pound sludge, or can I get away with just bringing a hammer? If I can get away with just bringing a hammer, then that's what I'm going to use, because at the end of the day, I'm designing a system for you, the consumer, or the fan, or whoever it is that walks in. You have a set amount of money, and it's my job to make your money go as far as possible towards whatever dream of sound that you have in your car. That's it. I don't care what your budget is. Like there's always people, I don't want to tell me your budget. It'll save me time.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. I just need to be realistic about nothing sucks worse than me going down the rabbit hole of explaining some piece to you that's way outside of your budget. And I go, yeah, it's $1,550 for that. Like, holy crap, my whole system, I was going to spend $2,500. It's like, okay, well, this is the wrong piece.
Hey, you're not getting a Blackbird.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds like you're not getting a Blackbird.
Yeah. So do you need AR with Arc Audio DSP? Yes, you need to buy the AR with that as well. So yes, you buy the little AR, and then you also have the new AR2. So when the iData world, they now have the AR2. The AR2 is a AmpPro. So it is a standalone. Think of it as a DSR1 minus a DSP. So if you're like, hey, I want to go AR instead of AmpPro or Zen, fine, because there's some programming you can do with it in the radio that you can't do with the other two. So you buy a AR2, has a preamp section built into it. It's basically everything that a DSR1 is minus the DSP. And now you can go into anybody's DSP. So you can go into your Helix, you can go into your Down for Sound, you can go into whatever you want, whatever makes you happy. But if you have any of the Arc Audio stuff, you just simply buy an AR and the corresponding harnesses, and you're done. You plug it in just like you do a DSR1. Not only can you plug it in like you do a DSR1, you can literally take a DSR1 out and put a PSM Pro in using the exact same harnesses. You don't have to change anything. All you have to do is unplug the DSR1. You plug in you plug in the AR. You plug in the PSM Pro, and there's a cable that goes between the two, and that's it. You're done.
Dude, that's easy. Everyone that had the DSR1 installed, come back in.
Yeah.
You have Dean hook you up big time.
I would never do that. I would never even recommend that. I would never sell that because there's no reason to do that.
Yeah.
But there are people there again. If you bought a DSR1 and you're bored, looking for something to do, because I know that's why I got into this, because it was like, oh, I can go buy this. It's like in the back of your head, you're going, oh my God, I have a DSR1. I can easily just upgrade to a PSM Pro and get into pro level software and all this other fun shit. Oh, I'm doing that. Hell yeah, why not? So yeah,
that as well.
you know. Justin says, it's always best to get a consultation with a professional installer with a budget discussed. Don't listen to the guy in a Facebook group.
If you plan on having it installed, you definitely need to talk to somebody.
And now, don't get me wrong. I agree with that, but you have to find somebody that you can trust.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Is because like the SC430 that was on Instagram this week. That lady drove to us from Alabama to have us put this to fix her SC430. I of course said she's crazy. And she went into the shop with our videos and said, "Here. And if you have questions, you can call them and they will help you." And I got this. He did not have it. He was the furthest from having it possible. Like
he, in fact, did not have it.
He did not have it. Dude, he fucked up so bad. Like, so she's like, I have no rear speakers and subs. I go, yeah, because they disconnected them. So follow this train of thought. So this is funny. So there's a module for that car. Beat Sonic makes the module for that. It's a company that makes stuff for it's an OE manufacturer for Toyotas, Lexuses. They make factory replacement parts. Like Toyota and Lexus both use this manufacturer for upgrades. And so they sell them here in the US. And so this piece is designed to plug in. And it's like any other Toyota system where it has a left and a right out of the factory radio. There's no front, there's no rear, it's just left and right out. And then everything is controlled via the radio feeding the amplifier. So they built this module that allows you to do that. The steering wheel controls work the Mark Levinson amp in the trunk. So when you go volume up and down, it turns up the volume on the Mark Levinson amplifier. When you go track up and down, it's your fader, front to rear. So the volume knob, you got to pick one. You're going to use the volume knob or you're going to use your buttons. If you're going to use your buttons, then you pick a volume you're happy with and you just use your volume knobs up and down. But this is all predicated on the fact that the radio that you put in there has its front outputs going to the Mark Levinson amplifier. So your white and your grays. Okay. So these idiots put this in there. They put new rear speakers in. They botched up the whole three-way set. And then they figured out it sounds like total dog shit because they don't understand how that system works. Surprise. I mean, the first one we didn't either. And like, it was a nightmare. It was so bad. Like, it got to the point to where we actually put it all back to factory and gave him his money back because we're like, this is never going to do what you're hoping it will do.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I go, no, you like the factory system. Let's just put that back in and call it a day. This was years ago before we, figured everything out. And, after that, we're like, okay, we got to really figure this thing out because this is stupid. And that's when we figured out that the sub and the mid bass and the doors are on the same channel. And they're like, it's like this 13 ohm nightmare thing that happens. And if you don't match this shit up, so it's like nearly impossible to connect anything to the Mark Levinson amplifier. It's just got to go in the trash.
Yeah.
Just got to go in the trash. Or you just have rattly speakers, one or the other. But we can't just throw speakers in the car. They didn't figure that out. And so what do? They go in and they cut the front speaker wires. They hook everything up to the front speaker wires. And they take the radio's front speaker wires and hook them up into the big Alpine passive three-way crossovers because a deck power has enough to do that.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. And so when they hooked those front speaker wires up to the speakers, they cut them going to the Beat Sonic adapter, which means now the sub and the rears aren't going to work because you're not feeding it with the front inputs anymore. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, it's stupid and it just gets dumber. So we take all that shit out and we just put it's like, hey, look, we're going to dumb this thing down. Okay. This car just needs to be dumbed down. You're going to get a 5-channel amp. We're going to put some tweeters, a nice mid bass in the front door. We're going to swap out your sub with one that doesn't rattle, some rear speakers powered off the radio. We'll do active front stage, get the steering wheel controls to work, which is a pain in the ass. Oh, it sucks. Oh, it's like a 2-hour ordeal, man. It's fucking.
Jeez.
Oh, because you got to loop the RX TX wires in the back, and then you got to build a switching relay box to reset the fucking steering wheel controls because everybody wants their top screen to still work, even though it's not going to do shit. So it's like as soon as that's got to work, everything goes honky, and you're just like, this is fucking stupid.
That, to be honest, that whole car is pretty stupid.
Yeah.
I see what they were trying to compete with Nissan and other vehicles at the time. But
The funny part is they built 2 versions of the car.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so there's like the first. I think they built the car for like 6 years. So there's there's the first operating system that's fucked up, and then they fucked it up even more in the second one. And you're like, Jesus Christ!
It could have been a cool car, but it looks so. It didn't do it.
The best part is when you're sliding the seats back, it goes beep 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 as you're sliding the seats back, and the lady's like, I don't know why it does that. I go, it does that so you remember that if you have somebody back there, you're now cutting their legs off. So it's reminding you that if you have somebody in the back, because the seats literally go all the way to the back, like they touch. Damn. So because they were never made to have people sitting back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so you could get your 4-seat discount from your insurance company. It's like so stupid.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that's why I hate those cars. And I'm not afraid to tell people. I'll even tell the people when they come in, it's like, I hate your car. Which
dude, they have like a cult following too. Matter of fact, you ever watch Donut Media? It's a car YouTube channel, pretty big one. Well, they done a review on the worst car from the 90s or whatever it was, 2000.
SC430.
SC430.
Yeah, it's just a miserable car.
Yeah,
and she's so excited because she's a really nice lady. She's a really nice lady. She was really cool. And I said, in any other circumstances, we could have been friends, but you showed up in this car, so it's not going to happen. And she just thought it was hilarious. She's like, she goes, I got to let you know, I'm buying a blue one next. I said, you're going to own 2 of these? What?
Don't bring it back
well, if you're going to buy another one, just let's for one, lose my phone number. But if you're still going to buy one, let us be the first people to work on it so we don't have to fix all this crap.
No shit, yeah. 911 situation.
Dude, I felt it. Dude, it had an Alpine radio. Stop buying Alpine radios, please.
Unless it's a 7909.
Stop buying Alpine radios, please. They suck. God, they're so bad. They're so slow. My God, just stop.
I haven't messed with an Alpine radio.
There's no reason to.
In so long.
I would have I would have a Pioneer over an Alpine any day.
Oof.
Any day of the week.
That's tough, dude. That's tough.
I mean, just
like
stop.
I know, I'm only gonna mess with Kenwood, except for there is a couple Sonys that I like that I think are pretty nice. But
listen, Sony is great because Sony is, for one, installation on a Sony. They still stick out like that far. So it's like you put them in any dash kit you want, not ever going to be an issue. But they're so basic. It's like, the guy walks in, he's like, I want a radio for my car. You're like, you need a Sony. You need a Sony because if you like Sony is the best because, think about this for a minute. You're paying all this money for a radio that does 2 things. Plays FM and AM, which is one thing. And is a gateway for you to do Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah. That's what you're paying for. Yeah. So Sony knows this, and they don't give you a great EQ because they know you're never going to use it because they don't know where it's at. It's like, okay, like we set all that stuff up, and I know no one ever changes it. And then the CarPlay or Android Auto button are separate from all the other buttons, and it's in the middle of the screen, and it's like, there it is. It's right there because we don't want you to not be able to find it because all you're going to do is get in, turn it on, and hit that button, and boom. You're going to start playing that, and everything is going to be great. And Android radios just suck, Justin. You know that. They're just trash.
Yeah.
But, that's it. And so,
Is Nando, does he still have the GS, the Sony,
So right now he has the 9000 in the
okay, so he has the big screen then.
Yeah, we have the 9000 in there because the GS9 wouldn't work in the Volkswagen because you need a screen because it has cameras and all this other shit. So we had to go with the ES9000 in it.
Which is the one that I like. That's the something I like. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the flagship. So that's what's in there right now. So we'll see how that goes. It's not going to stay in there. I know it's not going to stay in there.
Yeah.
No, it's a great radio. I mean, it's a great
Right.
radio. It sounds fantastic. It's got a ton of adjustments. It's the closest thing to a Kenwood you're going to find. You know, out of all the Sony radios, that's the best one.
That's basically the only one I would buy.
They make a double DIN version of it, which is cool because it's the same radio, just double DIN. You know, make sure it has a knob. Nothing neat. Why?
Dude, I'm on board with it. I love a good
screw the knob. So here's the thing: screw the knob. Your car has a knob in it already. You don't need another knob. Just use your knob. Keep it.
Hey, some of them only have the. Remember when Honda got rid of all of them?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, moving forward, if your car has a knob, I don't need to take your radio out and get rid of the knob. Just get a car that has a real knob. Like you have those big knobs, and it's like mine has big knobs. That's why the direct replacement exists. You know, or any data.
Yeah.
You know, you keep your fucking knob.
Listen, I'll tell you what. I do use steering wheel controls for one thing. Track skip. That's it. Like every time I turn up the volume, though, it's definitely with a knob.
Knobs are for bass. Yeah,
Well, I know. Listen, a lot of people. It's just something that I don't know. I guess I'm too old school, but I just love I love you, and you have nice stereo equipment, like a volume knob on a piece of stereo.
Dude, I'm not getting off my couch to go turn my volume.
Everyone's using a remote, and I agree, but the way that feels. Like a weighted volume.
Honestly, it feels weird.
No, I love it. It just feels weighted. It feels like money. It feels like I got my money's worth.
I feel like I didn't get my money's worth because I had to get up off the couch and work it for some reason because my remote wasn't working.
Yeah,
like screw that shit. No, honestly,
listen, I got a big on my little setup. I got a big nice knob for my.
Hey, listen, you tell me how big of a knob you want, I'll make you one. We went down a whole rabbit hole of 3D printing bass knobs.
Yeah.
Like we made probably half a dozen different bass knobs because like we don't like one of the bass knobs that we put in, so we're gonna start printing our own. It's way cooler, and so Fernando and I kind of had a competition to see who could come up with a cooler bass knob.
Yeah,
and I don't think we ever decided on it because he's come up with some cool ones. I've come up with some cool ones. But
you got that good potentiometer, man. That's what makes it.
I
also like the click. I like the clickless, and I like the ones that click. So
I wish they all clicked. So the biggest complaint we're getting right now is on the new Kicker LX bass knob, which is funny. I was shocked. Is that they put all the little on the bottom? They have all their things, what it's doing, instead of having it on the top. And so it typically gets mounted low.
I could see that, yeah.
And so now when you can't see what mode it's in, and I was like,
that's some stuff you don't realize until it's installed and it's out in the field.
Yeah, so they need to put another sticker. They need another sticker. So that you can peel that one off and put a new sticker on so you can just rotate it 180 degrees and you can see what it's doing. I got to talk to them about that because that's actually becoming an issue with some people.
Yeah.
They're like, I either want it mounted on the left or I want it upside down. I can't read the letters anyways. And I'm like, okay.
And they're usually pretty good at with their logo, it's magnetic, so you can put it either way.
Yeah, this wouldn't.
But this is not.
So, but people are complaining about the way the lights are on the bottom because we have because it's huge. It's like you're committing.
It's not a small. Yeah,
you're committing with that one, and so a lot of the times people are like just bracket it underneath because I don't want to drill a hole. I don't want to drill a 1-inch hole in my dash. It's like okay, I can respect that. Wait. Oh, when are we shipping?
Yeah.
Make sure it has a knob. No knob, gang. Yeah. We pay for a 5 cent. So we're still working on it. So we have a couple. That's the problem is we get started on something like this.
Yeah.
And then 10 other things pop up that we have to do. So the knob thing is we're still doing it. It's just we had something else that had to jump ahead of it that we're doing.
Yeah.
So we'll circle back around to it at some point.
This is like me with I'm like I get the squirrel syndrome. Like I'm working on this, and then boom, all of a sudden I need to work on this. So now I'm focused on this.
I still haven't built my Bluetooth speaker, which is pissing me off. So like Haley and I went to the cheap tool store the other day because I was like, I'm just gonna buy one of these boxes from them, and I looked at the boxes, and I'm like, I really don't like these boxes.
Yeah.
So now I got to go on the hunt and find a better box, because I don't like theirs because I'll have to modify the shit out of it because I want something that has. So they all have these ribbed front pieces, and I want a flat piece so that I can put a nice piece of acrylic on it, with some design work and shit, or the towers. Yeah. So I took the cups for the towers and they're sitting over on my laser right now so that I can remember, okay, I need to do that. Oh, Jesus.
Checklist grows.
And then it's like, yeah, it's I sometimes I just get pissed at myself because it's like, like I don't want any more shit, but then the list keeps going,
It keeps going. What can you do?
No, we had a project that we're working on, which we'll talk about tomorrow or Saturday, because that basically just a technique that we wanted to have fun with and do, and so for the last 2 days I've been kind of working on that, and so that kind of took precedence over all my other free time. So it's one of those things like you got to do it between cars and but yeah. So
well, with that being said, tomorrow 9 p.m. Central or 9 p.m.
Eastern, baby.
9 p.m. Eastern or 9 p.m. 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. What's that? It's Dean and Nando Carcero clips.
No, that's no, it's on the 5-star.
It's on the main channel. Okay,
yeah, it's on the main channel. It's on Facebook. It's actually on all of them. That's the only show that we do on all the channels.
Okay,
so it's the easiest one to find. 9 o'clock news.
Yeah, see it. I'll be there if I can get away from working, but that hasn't been successful this week.
No.
And if you want to hear more nonsense, I got a lot of things to say.
I can't wait, man.
About Trainwreck Area 51.
Dude, I got a banger. I got a banger for you.
Oh, okay. I'm ready, you guys. If you want to watch it, more nonsense, less car audio, but double up on the nonsense. We'll be back. We'll be back for the next few weeks.
Yep.
So, see you next week.
See ya.